10次嘅聆訊之後，7名被告今日獲法官宣判貪污罪名不成立，但佢相信喺71至76年間係有貪污集團嘅存在。
As this old news footage shows, corruption has existed in Hong Kong for a very long time. In the 1960s and 70s, when Hong Kong was experiencing an economic boom, corruption ran rampant in many levels of the government. Francis Lee, the former Deputy Director of Operations in the Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC, said that residents often had to pay bribes to officials for basic services in the past. Many public servants also played a part in the city's corruption. The turning point for Hong Kong's corruption issue was the case of former Chief Superintendent of the Police, Peter Godber, who was suspected of embezzling more than $4.3 million. But Godber successfully fled Britain in 1973. The incident sparked outrage in the city and incited a movement against corruption across Hong Kong. In response, in 1974, former Governor Murray McLehose suggested the establishment of the ICAC, and the Anti-Corruption Agency was born in the same year. The ICAC accomplished the feat of extraditing Godber back to Hong Kong for further investigation. On the 7th of January 1975, Godber was escorted by ICAC officers from Kai Tak Airport to the old Central Magistracy. Today, the Central Magistracy has been transformed into Tai Kwun, a center for heritage and arts. The staircase used by Godber on his way to the trial is now called Godber's Trail. Back then, there were huge crowds of local and overseas reporters who came to get the story of Hong Kong's corrupt superintendent. The ICAC's victory against Godber secured the public's confidence in the Anti-Corruption Agency. Lee, now retired, was among the first batch of ICAC investigators. He said that the job was very attractive to a lot of youngsters at the time. When the ICAC began recruiting members, around 10,000 people applied for a position in the organization. But in the end, only around 500 were recruited. The interrogation of suspects by ICAC officers has become a regular trope in Hong Kong's television dramas and films. Lee said that the use of long rectangular tables during investigation sessions placed too much pressure on the suspect. So a new triangular design for the table was used. This way, two officers would face the suspect from indirect positions. That way, the suspect would feel more relaxed and be more willing to cooperate with the authorities. Back in the day, suspects complained about the low temperature of the interrogation room's air conditioners. Since then, the ICAC installed displays in the rooms indicating the date, time, and temperature to keep a clear record of the interrogation process. Since its establishment almost 50 years ago, the ICAC solved many of the city's largest corruption cases, including the case of the notoriously corrupt Detective Loy Lok. Interestingly, the ICAC is also well known for its coffee. When the organization first began, the ICAC hired many investigators from Britain. The British investigators had a habit of ordering coffee while conducting interviews, and they would often order a cup for the interviewees out of respect.